Hello and welcome to another episode of Last Orders at the end of a very volatile week. BTC not only coming down to retest 21.5k monthly level as support, but also came up and tested the 25.2k monthly resistance, obviously a big target that a lot of people have had on their radar for the past few weeks. We've tapped that, and now the question is, where do we go next? As you can see, sandwiched right in between support and resistance. If we go down to the weekly time frame, you see it actually looks quite nice. We came up, broke the level, come back down for a retest and then rallied up. But as I say, we have rejected off that 25.2k level for now. If we go down to the daily time frame, the thing that gives me concern at the moment is the fact that obviously we came up, tagged 25.2k, and now we've re-entered this daily range, as you can see. So daily range low is just above the 21.47k monthly resistance, just at the top of this daily consolidation that we talked about before, where we were mid-Jan. So that level, 21.586, you see we held that quite nicely after CPI data came out. The range high is back here from the 29th of July. That top, we had a little deviation in August before dropping lower, and I'm wondering whether we're doing the same again now with a little pop over the top to 25k, and now we've re-entered the range. Are we now going to see a further decline? It'll be interesting to see. If we look across the rest of things, so ETH is pretty boring. It's been in this range for over a month now. We've basically been bouncing between the range low and range high between 15.15 and 16.60. Getting pretty bored of it. It had a little wick higher up yesterday, up to that monthly level of 17.21. But yeah, pretty boring. However, ETH BTC looking a little bit more interesting. So you'll see if you look across the charts today, alts are actually bouncing pretty well today. As you can see, we may have formed a bit of a double bottom here on ETH BTC on this daily range low of about 0.068, just above that weekly level that we've been talking about. And the last time we made a double bottom here, which was back in November last year, as you can see, little double bottom there. We actually had a rally all the way up to about 0.075. So we could see that happen again. However, look for a potential resistance here at the daily mid-range, which would be a very convenient place for just trying to find my brush. Where is it? There it is. For a potential lower high. So obviously we had this high here at the daily range high. So we could set another lower high here potentially. But yeah, we have to see if that level breaks or holds. Looking across the board, the stables dominance just about hanging on to this weekly level. So yeah, have to wait and see. If this level breaks, then obviously a lot more upside for BTC and alts. However, if it holds and we have a strong bounce, could be more downside. The S&P is looking like it is finally properly rejecting from 4175 weekly level. We've talked about this for weeks now. It's had 3 attempts to get over it in the past 3 weeks and failed, and quite a hard rejection yesterday. Potentially the PPI numbers add into that. But looks like we're finally losing that 4110 daily support and could start to form a bit of a downtrend. That will obviously put pressure on crypto. And then finally the dollar continuing its strong rally as well. So and VIX as well could be starting to rally. So I am wondering whether that was the last squeeze on BTC. Tapped that range high, trapped a few FOMO buyers, and now we might see a bit of a decline along with the S&P coming down, and then the dollar and the VIX rallying along with stable dominance as well. So potentially definitely a time to be cautious, a good time to be taking profits, etc. But yeah, I wouldn't be rushing into any buys or longs as of yet. That kind of stuff should have been done before, especially down in this little consolidation here back a few days ago, down at the daily range lows and the monthly level. In terms of the other news, obviously we covered this on Monday, the BUSD news. The peg has returned. I did say on Monday, whilst this looked horrendous when you zoom out, we've had a lot of big wicks on BUSD, USDT, so not really concerned. If you did convert from BUSD to USDT, it wouldn't have cost you anything, barely anything, because as I said on the video, even at its worst, it was about 0.5%. So you really wouldn't have lost anything. So if you wanted to convert back, then obviously the peg return, you would have made a very small loss. If you literally converted at the bottom and now reconverted back at the top, you'd have lost 1% of whatever your stables were. But that being said, that losing 1% just to be able to sleep comfortable at night, knowing that your BUSD isn't going to go to zero, well worth it in my opinion. So as I say, even if you did take that precautionary step, no big loss, and I think the panic is over there. So be very interesting to see what happens next week. As I've highlighted, we are at very interesting points across the board, so just keep your eye on things. If I were you, I would take a break over the weekend, come back to it Monday, because you don't want to be that person that just sits staring at the charts and it does nothing but go sideways all weekend, and then you're back to back to the routine of weekly life without having had a break. So take a break, have some time off at the weekend, come back to it Monday, and join us for an episode of Monday Markets where we'll go through the things to look out for next week, and some potential opportunities as well. So enjoy your weekend, guys, and we'll catch you on Monday.